everybody, it is your girl, Miss Motivational Mogul Mindset, Avis, Cherie, the Inspire. What's up, everybody? I am coming today to do the AHA Wake Up Wednesday moment. So, I'm working on a little bit of sleep, and I got a revelation about 4:30 this morning. Of course, I prayed about it first before I come to you guys because I don't want to ever come and be pretentious or come from my own space of thought. I want to always be spirit-led. So people use the word investment, but they're impersonating a gimmick. And what I want us all to walk away first knowing is that we are the asset. You have something that people see in you to make them even want to bring you to the table. Okay, so take for instance, I'm in my industries. You're in your industry. And my industries is being a publisher or 5-time writer of my own books or DJing or speaking engagements, for instance. So this term investment has been used loosely. As an adult, a grown adult, I hadn't heard the word investment in these types of industries. I've always heard investment in stock and real estate and things like that, but I never heard investment. And it's okay. Don't get me wrong. We do have to invest in ourselves. But what I came here to say today is when you know your worth and your value, you know how you got it. You know you got it from the muscle. You know you have served others when you didn't have anything for yourself. And then you pull up to these tables and they tell you that you have to invest 5, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Okay, this is going to also be an unpopular opinion. So let me preface this. I want you to look at yourself and say, what is all the work that I've done to get here? Because a lot of these people tell you what you got to invest to get on their stages, get in their network, get in their circle, and take your money and don't care how you're living, how you're eating, how you're paying your bills, if the connectivity that's in their network is actually valid. And they don't care. Once they get your check, that you're just another number. And what happens is it's a cyclone. They cipher people in and then redistribute and resell your information. And then you got a whole bunch of people calling you that's still trying to charge you, but it might be a third of the fraction of the cost of what the other person charged you. And you're still in the same place. So what am I saying? I'm going to use myself as per usual. My point of view from valid things that has happened. I have auditioned. And I've been doing voiceover gigs since my first audiobook. I do commercials. I have done VH1 True Crime Family. I have read for different things that we cannot disclose. NDA, right? We don't know the production date on some of these. We don't know when it's going to air on TV. We don't know when it's going to air online. We don't know all these things because it is a real production, right? I did not go to school for acting. I did not go to school for X, Y, and Z. I started doing voiceovers after I did my audiobook. Somebody told me that I can lend my voice for profit, right? And I can make an earning off of it. I took that gem and ran with it, okay? So what I'm saying is, for 1 hour of work, sometimes it's 500, sometimes it's 1,500, sometimes it's 1,400 for 1 hour of work. Whether it's voiceover, whether it's background, extras in a show, it's always a certain amount of money that they start you at just out of reverence and the respect of your time. Travel costs is included. If I take anything less, it's my choice because I don't want you to lose focus of trying to attain and get on all these stages with all these big names who's going to charge you these big tickets and you leave with nothing in your basket. You leave depleted. You leave empty. You don't leave with no direction. You get what you get, which is what they give everybody. And then some information is outdated. It's a sales funnel. It is a marketing strategy. And what I'm saying to you is investing in yourself is one thing. But when somebody is already coming to the table to pay you your worth, make that the focus of your starting point. Because the things that I've gotten paid for the most was the things when I did share my story. So I'm not talking about going out just doing voiceovers, just doing extra work. No, I'm talking about I started with my ministry, my story, my walk, my journey. I started my book with it. I started my audiobook with it. And most of the highest paying gigs have been about my story. So quick jumping on these boats and these people that we admire until we know otherwise, that's telling us that we have to invest 5, 10, 15, 20 to take the pictures on Instagram, to walk around with the big names, who's not going to remember you unless you invest another $25,000. And they're not caring about the ones I've encountered, haven't even reached out. The minute I stop paying is the minute it's a disconnect. And it makes you feel like the $2,500 you spent, the $10,000 you spent, you're not even worthy of a conversation or a follow-up. So if you stick close to what God leads you to do and God tells you to do, you won't feel empty, because you've poured out your word, you've poured out your testimony, and you have filled the cups of others. And therefore, God will in turn fill your cup. He will send angels to fill your cup. He will send people that's not looking to eat off of you, but to actually add to, because they don't need to, because they're real millionaires and billionaires. They don't need to, because they're behind a network that knows that you have to pay for somebody's worth because they value you. Okay? I know it's unpopular. I don't care. It's the truth, because a lot of people that I speak to, that I'm coaching, that have become my clients, have the residue of being let down on some of these false stages, these imposters, these impersonations of investments. And just tell me straight up, like, let me make the choice if I'm going to come out of my pocket like that with that kind of money. Don't make it seem like the facade of what you're doing. And for instance, one example is a couple people reach out to me and they want to put me in something. And I asked myself, and I asked them, if I've published 5 under Avis Cherie Publishing, if I've done it from the muck, from these hands, from this word that God gives, from this heart, why do I need to pay to get in something with a page or 2 just to say that I'm in it? When there's no ministry behind it, there's no healing, there's no connectivity, there's nothing else after that. It's all for show. I don't need to show and tell. I don't need to show up and show what I'm doing. I would love to show all the productions that I'm in, but for what? I don't even know when they're dropping, let alone when I can tell y'all to go tune in. Like, once you do the work, you get paid for the work, you move on. When somebody calls and say they see me somewhere, then that's what it is. But if people spend all day, all night telling you how they flying around the world, telling you what they're doing, telling you this and the third, then you're getting on these calls, you're getting on these Zooms, you're getting these emails, and then you find that ticket. And then they have you filling out all these forms about your story, about your history. You're pouring out, you're crying. You're like, okay, I'm going to get on this stage I've been wanting to get on. I'm dying to get on. Oh, but all of this is valued at $49.97, but today's cost is $14.97, or all of this is valued at over $10,000, and today I'm only charging you $5,000. Come on now. So, and then I had one person tell me I got to sell their books. I got to sell 30 of their books, 30 of their magazines. I got to do this. I got to do. So I'm going to come work for you when I'm already a boss. Come on, don't get it twisted, y'all. Y'all can pop y'all collar and talk your ish when you know you've done something and you're bringing something to the table. Don't never go to the table like you're starving Marvin. Don't never go to the table like you're homeless. Don't never go to the table like you're looking for somebody to feed you. Come to the table already letting them know you know how to cook it up. You know how to break it down, and you know how to make it multiply to feed many, because you are that person. You are the ish. Okay? All right. This is your girl, Miss Motivational Mogul Mindset, Avis Cherie, the Inspired. I hope this didn't step on nobody's toes, but if it did, we are the accountability partner that we love and desire, the friend we wish we had to tell us the truth from time to time. And some of us don't even like to disclose some of these embarrassing things that we get entangled in. But if we don't, who will? They don't care if you don't tell your story. They want you to be scared not to tell your story. They want you to be scared not to drop their name. But I wish I would. Can't nobody blacklist a list that God has given. Okay? So it ain't always what it look like. It's definitely, and I just don't want nobody else being hurt. These people are dealing with depression now. These people are dealing with, I should have been here, but I'm not. I should have had this, but I didn't. I did it like they said, but it didn't work out like that for me. Next time, ask them what they bring to the table for you. Because they tell you it's their following. They tell you it's the groups. They tell you it's the network. But that ain't always it. It's the network to the network to the network. And each network gonna charge you another $5, another $2,000, another this. No. Ain't nobody talking about how they're paying to get in these networks. Come to the table and ask the hard questions, and then you'll know that that's not something that you want to feast on anyway. People love to say you're living above your means, but don't nobody like to say how people are meaning to make you live below your worth. Okay? All right. This is your girl, Miss Motivational Mogul Mindset, Avis Cherie, the Inspired. Until next time, God's love, God's peace, and God's best to you.